My great-grandmother, mother's grandmother, was what is now known as a ghostbuster back in the 1890s through 1920s. She spent her free time looking for them, and her best friend was then a well-known local psychic. My grandmother was a founding member of the local spiritualist church, part of the National Spiritualist Association of Churches. My grandparents' house was haunted. My dream is to once again live in a truly haunted house. My godmother was a voodoo priestess. I haunted the cemetery behind my middle school for 3 years and scared several other students in the process. I wrote my first horror story while attending that same middle school. I got an A on it. My favorite high school English teacher was my first editor. She gave me extra credit for all my stories. I ended up with double the points required for an A in her class. She had cancer and was not doing well when I was in school, 35 years ago. I dedicate all of my work to her memory. My mother was murdered. After she was murdered, her murderer called 911 and turned himself in. Thanks to asinine state laws, he was released, after doing 20 years of a life sentence. He died of a heart attack, 2 weeks after his release. I saw him, or so I thought, 2 days after he died. I learned 2 weeks later, he had died. I was never goth, but was writing stories about vampires, war-beasts and such, before being goth was a thing. I was alt of a different kind. I am an openly gay man, out for over 35 years. It is part of me, but it is not my only personality trait. Yes, I have an ex-girlfriend, only one. She and I are still in contact. She knows and loves me, anyway. I have a few ex-boyfriends. The more recent ones are the reason for some of my stories. My Death Incorporated series started as a challenge from another writer as part of a pre-COVID writing group. I try not to get political. I lean more toward being a moderate Democrat, if you must know. I vote but do my best to not express my opinions in public settings. My opinions typically tick off both sides. I detest hypocrisy, even in myself. In my life, the thought, people behaving badly, monsters behaving strangely. Strange things are going on around here, is typically how I look at things. There's a bit of wordplay in that phrase, by the way.
Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a comment. Be sure to like and subscribe. Also, feel free to let me know what other kinds of videos you would like to see in the future.